All right. So, you've learned about box plots. Let me show you how to use the NumWorks calculator to plot box plots. So I've given kind of step-by-step instructions on how you can do it here in your student lecture notes, but I thought it would be helpful to maybe see it actually done on a NumWorks calculator. Okay, so that maybe you could follow along. So, without no further ado, let me bring this Texas Instruments calculator up. So what we got here is, the representation of the full calculator on the left, and then this is just the screen on the right, and it's kind of blown up so it's easier to see. So this is the default screen. If we were to scroll down, okay, there's more apps. They call these apps, here. So, this is where you would set settings, and you'll learn about some of these other apps as we go along. The calculation app is just simply where you would do calculations like you would on a traditional calculator. Um, and anytime you want to return to those apps, you just hit the home button. Okay, but what we want to do now is we want to go to the statistics app. Now, the statistics app has pairs of columns that are kind of grouped together. So it's got in a grouping of two columns, it's got the first column is what they call values. These are the unique datums in a data set. And then the frequency is the frequency of each of those unique datums, how many times they occurred. Okay. So you can see a 1 occurred twice, a 2 occurred twice, a 4 occurred once. And so if we go back to the lecture notes, you can see that a 1 occurred twice, a 2 occurred twice, and a 4 occurred once, and so on. So I've got two separate data sets for random variable P and random variable Q, and I went ahead and I put those in. Okay, so if I go back here, so this is random variable P, and if I click to the right, you can see this is random variable Q. So each of these values only occurred once in random variable Q. All right. So, we've got both of these data sets put in. How do you graph them? So all we need to do is go up to these tabs across the top. There's a data tab, a graph tab, and a stats tab. Right now we're in the data tab because we're entering in data. If you move over to the graph tab and click OK, and this is the first time you've gone into the graph tab, it's going to give you a list of graphs, so different options. Okay, and so the option we want is a box plot. So I'm going to click OK. And now it's giving me a box plot for both data sets. And if I click up and down, I can switch between the two. Now notice that the top one is red and the bottom one is blue. If I go back up to the data tab, those colors of red and blue coincide with these colors for the column headings. So you can see this is colored red and this is colored blue. So on the graph, when we look at the red box plot, that's in reference to these red columns. And when we look at the blue box plot, that's in reference to these blue columns. Okay, so let's go back there. And right now, this minimum value is currently selected. So you can see the rest of it is red, but this is golden, like a golden yellow, because that's currently selected and we're on the minimum. So we have a minimum of 1, and this is for the list V1, N1, so unique values with the frequency of each value. That's what we're looking at. And if I scroll down, now we're looking at the data in V2, N2. So value list 2 with frequency list 2. And our minimum changed to a minimum of 4. Now, so switching up and down will switch you between the two different types of box plots. But if I hit right and left, now I can switch to the different parts of the box plot. So on the other end, we've got a maximum. We have our third quartile, right? Our third quartile is 8. Here's our median. Our median is 7. And this shaded area is our middle 50% between the first quartile and the third. And here's our first quartile. It's 2. Now, if I scroll down, again, we've got the same thing. We've got minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, upper whisker. Now, notice it didn't say maximum. It says upper whisker, right? Up here, it said maximum. But down here, it's saying upper whisker. It's saying upper whisker because this value is actually our maximum, 22. Now, this value of 22 has been identified as an outlier. So what the statistics or what the NumWorks calculator is doing is that it's identifying this as an outlier and it's not really including it in the box plot itself. So that's the reason why it's saying upper whisker. Now we can change that. If we go up to settings and click OK, you see where it says display outliers. Let's turn that off. Let me see what happens when we turn that off. And I think, let's see here. Yeah, if we turn that off and we hit this back arrow button, you can see now that outlier is gone. Okay. I mean, it's there, but now it's considering that to be our upper whisker. Okay. And that's our maximum. And let me check something. So the third quartile was 9.5 with a median of 7.5. Check something here. Okay, so, kind of showing outliers or not didn't actually change the 5-number summary. Our median didn't change and the third quartile didn't change. So I just wanted to see if those values would change, if the outlier was identified or not, and it doesn't seem to make a difference. Okay, so depending on your needs, you might want to not show outliers anyway. But this is nice because it shows it in different colors and it gives you the values across the x-axis here. And if you really wanted to quickly look at what the 5-number summary was for both of these box plots, you can just go up to the Stats tab up here and hit OK. And you can see it's right here at the top. So we have the minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, and maximum. And so that's the 5-number summary for the first random variable P in our value list 1. And if I click to the right one more time, here's the 5-number summary for our second list. Okay. And what's nice about this calculator as well is it also calculates the inner quartile range, which was the difference between the first and the third quartile. All right. So that ends this demonstration, this tutorial on how you can graph box plots in the NumWorks calculator. And again, that's in the statistics app where I made that all happen. All right, let me know if you have any questions.